Hello everybody, this is CryptoMark. Today we will talk about the HIVE cryptocurrency. It is something interesting and definitely a project worth attention because you will find it on exchanges such as Binance. It's relatively high in the ranking, so it's not some shitcoin, and besides it's a fairly recent project, so I think a lot of you don't know it yet. A few people wrote in the comments if I can make a review on the HIVE project because it really stands out with something, and I try to approach topics often alternatively and just show you ways and things that you do not see because they are reluctant to approach them to some news or just unexplored land. So that's why I'm here. I hope you like this approach. Of course, apart from a conservative approach to investing, many people on the channel are beginners. I want to show you, in addition to golden advice, investment opportunities that each of us has at this moment and in these times at your fingertips. A quick glance before we move on the current market cap review of the HIVE project. Today, as I thought, I was predicting 51, 52k, and yet with 50k around and $1,500 in bitcoins, we started to go down. We have a little drops. It's really like 5 or 7%, so that's nothing. I expected a bigger tumble, and I think it will be like that in the near future, of course. I think so. Each of you may think differently, but what happened last month, what we witnessed even on Bitcoin itself, not to mention Cardano or Ethereum, this is a really big thing, as you can see, from 29,000 to 50.5, so that's 80% on Bitcoin in just 30 days. Allows me to approach this with a distance here. What is happening, and this crash, if it also happens, can be as severe as the increases, so I would not be so hot in my opinion. If someone really wants to invest money at this point, it is worth averaging this price and spread out purchases into even 2 or 3 tranches, and it is probably usually better than with some one-time purchases. Well, look, HIVE, and the sum shortcut from this project is HIVE. 24,000 people are watching this project. For comparison, MetaHero that I mentioned last time is watching 13,000 of people, and there are already a lot, and it is slowly starting to develop in terms of marketing. So it shows in this way. Compared to the fact that HIVE is also in front of many people, the current price of the project is $0.50 a piece. The market is over $20 million, and the turnover on this cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours is over 25 million. So it's really big for the total amount of money in the project. See how interesting the charts look here at the beginning, when this project in April 2020 began to enter the market. Out of these really pretty low values, around 10 cents, there was a fire spam around $1, and all of that in just 10 days. So the project was on the lips of many people twice. Many people talked about it because just in one day, at exactly that point, there was 120 million in turnover. Later, through this cryptocurrency winter, we had a further return to the starting 10 cents, a run, and again another attack on the dollar, and a similar turnover. Now the project a month ago during this lows dropped to 22 cents. In my opinion, after this even double increase, if there is any correction in the near future, it could be a really interesting time to buy, due to fact that often up to 3 times art, if there is a great cycle, another pump on the market and a fly into space, this project can actually attack even $2 or $3 because it has fundamental basics, especially to conquer against and show people that he can. So just like I mentioned on the Binance exchange, you can buy it, and if you do not have an account on this exchange yet, in the description under this video you will find a link to it. I will tell you what this project is characterized by, but it's definitely a decentralized alternative to the current social media because HIVE allows for no artificial censorship, gives users the ability to control their materials and identify resources as never before. Most importantly, you cannot be banned because someone likes it, whether on Facebook or Instagram, for swearing or insulting. Of course, sometimes it is good for the community, but here it is less filtered. No one manages it centrally, and it's because of its greater freedom of explosion and all kinds of actions. So what is HIVE? Launched on March 20 and 2020, HIVE is a decentralized public ecosystem as well as an information exchange network without central management. HIVE supports many different types of information sharing applications. Countless applications, APIs, and front ends contribute to overall and simple access to data, transactions, and any records, making this exciting variety and usability ensure that the ecosystem is friendly to concurrent creators, consumers, investors, and creators, which is really all who might have needs around this project. Hive is designed to store massive amounts of content and share it for real-time monetizations. Examples of use include social media with awards for content producers, interactive games, identity management, survey systems, and microloans. Blockchain performance is designed to scale with the widespread adoption of currency and platforms. By combining lightning, fast processing times, and free transactions, Hive could become one of the leading blockchain technologies used by people around the world. So let's talk about the technology and scalability which is behind the Hive project. So Hive's support for large volumes of transactions combined with the fast 3-second block processing times and free of charge transactions make it an ideal platform for building highly interactive applications that would get bogged down in most of other blockchain networks. It also focuses on the second-tier architecture to distribute the application load across different sidechains to enable scaling beyond the limitations of traditional smart contract grids. To ease the scaling constraints, applications followers can allocate additional CPU resources as needed for this second tier to power their preferred applications without worrying about overloading other applications on the network while still using the common backbone or the first tier to ensure distribution of data and data integrity. This scaling ability also enables the creation of a unique, competitive environment for applications developers. And Hive was founded by a diverse group of community members, developers and investors who believe in the common goal of decentralization. There is no established team or company behind this. Hive is not based in any particular jurisdiction and has nodes, stakeholders and associates in many countries around the world. Hive relies on decentralized management for both software development and protocol upgrade decisions using the DPoS consensus protocol. Rate-weighted voting is used to select block producers known as witnesses that must agree to make changes first layer protocol shared by all applications, providing a stable foundation layer while leaving second layer applications free to innovate quickly. All protocol changes are proposed, developed, prepared and implemented through a transparent and collaborative environment for teamwork. They are completely open source from initiation to final release, that is, they are simply explicit, public and just transparent. And let's talk now about Hive project ecosystem. So here is shown the ecosystem of the Hive project and their products including the Splitterlands game, a few others, and social media platforms such as PigD and Hive Block. The block looks like Splinterlands. It's a card game, you can see for yourself how it works. The site also is pretty good, and as far as I know the game has a lot of users and it grows better and more people are joining. PigD is just such a partner in decentralizing social media and actually owning your intellectual property rights and the truth of resources and posts that we post on social media. Here we have Hive blog. There is a lot of interesting material here. It is very similar to Steemit, and from what I remember, it was also on the Steemit platform. Hive had its origins, people there voted with a few entries that helped the project's creators to develop. You can also check it out. There are interesting articles on various topics where the community is adding it all and is often rewarded with tokens. And on Twitter, Hive has over 23,000 followers, and the posts enjoy quite a lot of community involvement, just like I showed you before. It is also worth checking volume. The project is definitely not dead, and I would even say that it enjoys a lot of interest because of this, that over $25 million a day is a really fantastic result for the size of the market cap, and can contribute to further development because people, especially new investors, appreciate very much entering liquid assets into those that are easily tradable. For example, after issuing a sales order transaction, within a few seconds or a dozen or so seconds, someone will take these tokens from them in case they have such a need. And several articles on this also on the web can be found whether Hive is the future of the centralized social media. It is definitely on the right track and shows users that they do not have to agree to what Facebook has served them or what Google has served on their partner applications and these greatest players, but they can actually follow their own paths. Actually, social blog by HIVE is similar to Reddit. Many people like it because of its intuitiveness and the ability to create your own content. So if you are curious about such things and like to be a bit, you could stay out of the system, be independent. That's for sure something for you, and it is worth getting interested in the project, even if not from the investor's side, but simply in the opportunities to participate in the development of the community that it presents to us here. There is an interesting article about the same as the previous one, but there are a few examples about the social dilemma movie on Netflix, which shows how much social media actually subconsciously influence our brain and what emotions drive us about it, what decisions we make, and often we do not even realize, so it is worth being aware of such things, and even if possible, if someone thinks that is good for them, try not to share all this data on centralized platforms such as Facebook, because by then you can get all kinds of ads and it seems to you. And in a way it is true that Facebook knows you better than your friends or family, because it knows very well what you watched before, what you plan to buy, and what you just want. So if you do not have this cryptocurrency yet and do not have an account on the stock exchange, I encourage you to register on the Binance exchange. There are over 350 different cryptocurrencies here, and there is also the HIVE cryptocurrency, of course. The largest volume, is traded here on Binance, so I cordially invite you to check it. In this episode that would be it, and we probably hear each other in the next one. So yeah guys, until next time, to here, that was Mark.